With ambassadors, influencers, affiliates, once you have the good relationship with them, they like the product, they become your voice for life to come.
Enelin Toneva is the CEO and founder of Vivian Agency, an influencer and affiliate marketing agency that since 2018 they've launched more than 40 affiliate programs, onboarded 8,000 affiliates and generated over 12 million in revenue for their clients. She's a speaker and consultant on growing businesses with affiliate programs and influencer marketing. What's usually the return of investment when it comes to influencer marketing compared with the more traditional way like paid ads?
I have seen absolutely everything.
Having a big following, it's enough to become a successful influencer?
For most of the affiliate managers who are educated, they would say no.
Hey, I'm your host, Gabe Marusca with the Nomads Solopreneur show. Quick one before the episode starts. About 80% of you watching, you didn't hit that follow or subscribe button. If you get any value from this, if the stories we share and the learnings that you get from my guests help you or your business in any way, can you please do me a favor and hit that follow or subscribe button? It helps the show more than you can even imagine. And the bigger the show gets, the better the guest gets. Thank you so much and enjoy the episode. Enelin, you're the first guest that I have in the realm of affiliate and influencer marketing, which in my opinion are probably one of the most underrated ways to grow business when you actually don't have a big following. How did you enter this world?
Story goes that actually I was studying political science in my bachelor degree, so totally public sector, something else. But then quickly I realized that this is not for me at all. And then I changed already my focus in my master's to cross media. So I started to go into marketing a little bit. Then I ended up working and traveling remotely. I was freelancing in Upwork, really trying like pretty much everything out there from content, SEO, ads, whatnot. It just was trying to find my niche while traveling and figuring out what I actually like and what is also needed in the market and all that. And then eventually in 2018, I found my niche and I started working only with affiliate and influencer marketing since then. And I started working with one of startup, Safety Wing is actually very well known among Nomads. I was in the early team and started to build an affiliate and influencer ambassador program there. And that went very well. The program has thousands of affiliates today. We raised $50 million. The program is making more than 400,000 per month sales through our very strong community of ambassadors. And that led me into staying in that field and consulting other companies and really growing my career in affiliate and influencer marketing.
For those that are not aware, what is influencer marketing and especially affiliate marketing?
So there's many parts of it. You could divide affiliates, influencers, and referrals and partnerships. So one by one, influencer marketing is generally considered influencers who are in social media, so TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. They have influence over their audience, over their followers, and brands can work with influencers through various ways. Either the brands can sponsor them, either brands can send them free products or pay commission on sales. And the influencer picks what kind of brands and companies they want to work with, and then they genuinely, through their experience, promote the company in their channels. Affiliate marketing is mostly considered solely affiliate commission based relationship. They could be professional affiliates like websites, blogs, or also affiliate networks like ShareASell, Aving, Commission Junction, Impact, and those third-party networks. And affiliates are normally, they get the information from you. Sometimes they don't even try the product and they write analysis reviews, or they do like a whole trials and try them out as well. And they promote to their audience in that way. And they are solely on commission based. So they're going to earn 20% or up to 50% if it's an info product from, or 10%. It really depends on the product from the sales. And referrals could be your happy clients today referring your product or service to their friends and family. They may necessarily not be interested in the money, but they just want to share a good experience and get the discount for that. And then there's also B2B partnerships. So when two companies come together and to create synergy and collaborate. So there's a lot of moving pieces there.
Yes, indeed. And but what I love about it that almost every single time you can apply either one at one point or mix them together to actually build a full-blown campaign. And I would like to tackle this conversation from two perspectives. One of those that are, let's say, influencers that they want to become part of this movement, and others that have service-based businesses or consulting, and they want to take advantage of this to tap into other audiences rather than building their own audience in order to attract clients and so on. Having a big following, it's enough to become a successful influencer.
For most of the affiliate managers who are educated, they would say no, because the number of followers is not the most important thing. What is more important is the engagement rate. So you can work very successful with micro influencers who have, let's say, less than 10,000, even, let's say 8,000 or 10,000 followers, but their engagement rate is really high. Like I've seen like 20% and so on. People are really into their content and they're really niche on whatever they do. For example, maybe they're like huge hiking enthusiasts or something like that. And when you work with them, even though they have much smaller following than 500,000 followers in TikTok or whatnot, they are really niche. They are very good quality content because they're smaller. They're normally also put more effort because they still want to grow, and they're easier to work with, and they have really high engagement. So yeah, that's I think the first sweet spot where to start with. And once you have success there, you can grow into a bigger followers, influence with bigger followers. But the bigger the influencer, you still have to see the engagement rate because that's the actual number who you're gonna be working with. And also, the bigger the influencer, the more expensive it is to work with them. They require already sponsorship. They may have an agent who takes a cut and all that stuff. So that's why, yeah, I would recommend to go with the niche first, micro influencers, 10 or even a little bit less, up to 50K max, and high engagement rate. Put your focus on there and you'll do well.
And how do you are able to spot fake engagement? Because we live in a world that bots and fake engagement, it's such a topic nowadays, especially on platforms like LinkedIn, where you can see posts with thousands probably of likes and reactions and 10 comments, which is quite balanced. Apart from that, there are any real tools to use to spot that?
Yes, exactly. Our answer is tools. We invest with the Vivian agency close to $4,000 every month into our tools we use for outreach, for management, for analyzing the leads, finding the lead, all that stuff. And yeah, one of a couple of our favorite tools to use is definitely Modash and also Hyper Auditor. So those are our two main ones that we use. And you can, through those tools, we always analyze and go deep into affiliates profiles, and it will give you a good understanding about what's the ratio of fake and real followers.
Yeah, that's useful because indeed, otherwise you can get into just throwing out the money out of the window and you don't get anything in return. And speaking of return,
Yeah.
what's usually the return of investment when it comes to influencer marketing compared with the more traditional way, like paid ads, let's say?
I have seen absolutely everything. I have seen like 10x and I have seen like absolutely nothing. So it's definitely more it's harder to predict, and it will really depend. And there's like few things what you can do to make it more likely to succeed. So to work with micro influencers, right? So you don't waste so much money at the beginning. You're really like learning the fit and everything that helps a lot. When there's sponsorships, we always negotiate the best possible deals for our clients. we're trying to not sign up for a 1 year long ambassador like deal, but we rather see, okay, let's do, a couple posts and see and have a little fraction of the price to test first. So that's really important. And if you do that, then you are more likely to have better return of investment numbers as well, ROI numbers as well, than just go crazy and blast and agree to everything that affiliates ask you. Negotiation and analyzing is a huge part of our daily work all the time. When we reach out, we have to see what's actually going to be potentially a good deal for our clients.
Yeah, I love that approach, and especially the testing phase. Test before you actually go full blown and invest a lot of money in it. And when you negotiate these contracts, you usually go like this: let's have a testing phase, and if this works well, we extend the contract for the agreed amounts, or we say goodbye at that spot. If there are any other approaches when you negotiate, or
we have set questions that we ask, around 10 of them, to bring the price down, to make sure that it's going to be good. So we are asking also a lot of data from their side. Though we see the engagement rate and all the information from our tools, we also ask them, what's your store reviews, for example? Or if it's a website, can we get the screenshot from your Google Analytics, right? If we want to get them really buy a placement on your blog post, for example. And though we see the traffic on that specific blog post as well, because we use SEMrush and Ahrefs for that, but we also, call them out on that, saying, okay, we understand your domain has 200,000 monthly followers, but this blog post that we are talking about, that only has 10,000. So we want to pay for 10,000. So things like that. So going really deep into the data that is out there, and also asking the data from them is really important, because then they understand that, okay, we are conscious buyers, and we want to have a real deal, not overpriced one or whatnot. And then you're gonna have this kind of mature conversation already with them, and the prices get more reasonable and so on. And then, of course, our main aim is to work on commission-based partnership first. So we want to send them a product, and we want them to be able to work with the commission first. With micro influencers, it works more likely better. The bigger you go, it could be it could be all of that. They want the product, they want commission, and they have a sponsorship on top. And then we try to bring the sponsorship down as much as possible. But it's also important for us to see that the influencer is also interested in the commission, because if they say, oh no, I'm not interested in commission at all, this is my full price, that's a kind of red flag, because it looks like that even they know that they can't sell this product. And in that sense, it doesn't make sense unless they prove us differently, say that, okay, in this blog post, this and this partner, this is making so much, I can replace you with this to put you top number one, but this is the price because this is what I'm making right now. Okay, then makes sense. So there's a lot of conversations in different levels, and it's really case by case.
Thank you so much for sharing this behind the scenes, because usually we end up in this position. For example, I not on paper, at least, I don't consider myself an influencer, but by your definition, I might be a micro influencer. Yeah, I'm approaching 5,000 followers on LinkedIn and have some newsletter subscribers and so on. And I was approached by different tools and so on to promote them in exchange for free access and commission as an affiliate, which I will get anyway if I join the affiliate program. So it's not that big of a win on that side. And it's interesting to hear behind the scene how everything works. And I personally know big influencers that are charging over 10,000 US dollars per one single post on LinkedIn, which for me it's mind blowing. Just one single post, that amount of money. Of course, they are big influencers, and in order to arrive at that point, to have that amount of reach, how often you see people getting in touch with this influencer rather than them going and outreaching others for partnerships?
Most the companies reach out, as far as I know. If you already become big, then definitely companies will start to reach out to you. If you are smaller, then maybe then we get like outreach. Hey, I have this blog, and would you be interested? We would like to collaborate and so on. So the smaller ones reach out to brands, and bigger ones will get reached out daily and a lot. So that's the difference. I have been seeing crazy prices too, much more than 10,000. I've been seeing 30,000 and more and everything for YouTube video. But it's crazy. The scale is from nothing to like extreme. And it's really insane. I have worked also with huge influencers on commission based only. And then I have worked with some smaller ones who require a sponsorship. And yes, the sponsorship is tiny, also like $50 or whatever. And we want to test it out. We do it fine. But also compared to that, like I have worked with huge influencers, like close to million and so on, just commission based too. And also you're gonna pay, or you're gonna get the request to pay like $1,000 for like average and everything in between. So it's really crazy a little bit that how the market is. There's no really set rules. The influencers kind of come up with their own. Yes, there's you can always also think about a little bit like what's the average on the CPM on the ads, and then think that okay, like the influencer could have the similar one or things like that. But it's still they come up pretty much with the decision how much they're worth, and it can I have been seeing really everything from scale to scale. So it really depends. And that's why you just need to do those, you get a lot of data and compare those prices and start to understand that what's actually reasonable, what is less risky. Then you can start to make decisions, which is the hardest part of our job. And that's also one of the main reasons why clients come to us, because they just don't know. They don't have the knowledge of what's good and what's bad. And they just are afraid to just dump money.
Yeah, true. And on that note, how usually is your approach when you onboard a new client? From the moment they come to your agency until you deliver the campaign for them?
Yeah, so it really depends on the client. Some clients they come, they haven't started affiliate program yet. They want to start from zero. Then I also have clients who already have been in the market and have had the affiliate program for a while. Some of them work well, they want to scale. Some of them it's a total mess. We have to redo and so on. So I have very different kind of clients. And yeah, but it's fairly simple. In the kickoff call, we go over everything what we need at the beginning. First week slash first month almost is research, a strategy, putting the program together, setting up the technical solutions, sign up landing pages, lead gen. Really, also the first thing is really need to understand your company, your competitors, your market, your target audience, personas, everything. And then based on that, we put together the strategy, emails, landing page, the whole structure of the affiliate program, technical setups, emails, funnels, and all of that, and test. And normally within 1 month, we have affiliate program already set up and launched, meaning that we're already reaching out and starting conversations with affiliates and influencers. And then normally in the second month is where we start seeing results and we start having a conversation with affiliates, onboarding them, sending them products. There's a very important note though. If I have a client who is like an e-commerce product, but it's like a easy one, like a water bottle, this is faster. If it's a skincare product or something that they actually have to test for a while, because you don't see, oh, I put the face cream and look at me now. Like you need to test like a couple weeks, right? Or if you have to eat something like supplements, whatever, it takes weeks to test. And so then there will be this delay. So if it's a fast product that you can test immediately, you can have content out and the conversions already coming in the second month. If it's longer time, takes longer time to test than on the third month. So that's more or less the average timeline.
I would love to go a bit tactical here because I think those listening can not only take a lot of notes, but actually put into practice what we're discussing here. Since, again, a lot of them don't have a huge following, they don't have necessarily the means to attract their audience, and partnering with influencers or going on the affiliate route or referral partnerships might be the best case scenario. And I can even go as far as taking me as a test for you if you want. I'm in a situation in which I want to first validate an idea and attract my target audience without actually going out there and putting tons of effort into content and talking to them for months before I arrive at the point of validation. What will be the steps for me to go to validate the idea, which is basically a 2 hours workshop that I want to host, through which a paid workshop, through which I want to attract actually my audience to my high ticket. What will be my approach to get in front of my target audience, which are high ticket coaches and consultants?
So high ticket coaches will be your target,
Yes,
or ambassadors who you want to work with, your target.
be my target.
Well, what I would do a quick test is if you already have followers in social media, I would do the easy poll there. Is that something that interests you or whatnot? I would do my research also to see like what other similar courses are doing, how they promote, and also what do they cost to make sure that you have a good product market fit. I think that would be the basics to start with.
Both
And as
things.
you have a newsletter,
I already tick those
and
two.
the good and then I would also think that the newsletter would give you like a quick one there, like a quick poll or a quick to see what people think about it. I think that would be good too, because newsletter is something, if people already have joined there, it definitely will be, they already engage audience with you, so maybe they would give you feedback. But there you have to put like a little cherry there, so click here if you would be interested. And for my audience or my newsletter subscribers, it's gonna be 50% off. So if you want that discount, then click here or something, so you will see, and then you can play with pricing. But I would definitely utilize the newsletter as well.
Perfect. Thank you. And now let's say I validate the idea. I went through this process. So as I mentioned, the first two things I already did. The newsletter, it's still to come. And there I don't have a lot of subscribers, just under 500 right now. But open rate is over 60% and quite a bit of click-through rate.
That's good.
So I validate the idea, and now I want to reach a bigger audience to be able to make sure it makes sense to hold that workshop. Let's say my target will be 20 folks to book that workshop, which is in 100 US dollars range. Should I go partner with someone that has my target audience, for example, an influencer to make a post about it, or rather towards someone that has a big email list that has my target audience?
Email list would be good one. I think definitely that would be a good one to go. If you think about high ticket coaches and you want to do a workshop for them, then if you go to, well, I see a lot of like coaches coaching coaches, right? So I guess if you want to do a workshop for coaches who are coaching, then you should reach out to coaches. But then again, they may feel that oh, but I can't sell it because that's what I'm doing too. I'm doing coaching for coaches, right? So you have to, I think the newsletter would sound better. You just have to figure out where is your that coach's target audience, what kind of accounts are they using, where are they hanging out. Maybe it could be a good idea to check on Discord groups, the Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and these kind of things. Would be good. And then if you want to partner up with somebody, you can either agree on a fixed price. That would be risky, but the best way would be to have a quick affiliate program. So if you, whatever website you use, you can if you will use like Shopify, then up promote would be very easy setup. Any kind of this kind of like quick app, I wouldn't, because it's, you don't know yet if it's gonna work. So I wouldn't go crazy with to do all the processes that I'm doing for my clients. I would start with a quick app to see, just to track the referral, very simple, and give out the affiliate links for people. And you can, to see if it's $100, then 20% would be good to start with. You can get them feedback. Maybe they're gonna start negotiating. Oh, I want half of it. You can see if you're willing to do that, whatnot. But yeah, you have to make a good offer for them. Find out like where's your audience and how you can collaborate with them and make a decent offer for them, and have an easy system that they can actually track their conversions. So I think that would be a good way to go.
Love that. Thank you so much. And thanks for reading my brain. I literally have on paper almost everything that you said, with one exception. Initially, I was thinking to pay for someone that has like a specific sponsorship in their newsletter. But this idea of actually giving them a percentage rather than paying for that sponsorship is much more better because that will incentivize them to actually put an effort in that specific email or that specific post, if that's the case. And when it comes to tools, I was checking Rewardfully and what else. So there is any quick tool that anyone that's listening, and of course me including, can use rather than use third-party plugins for Spotify or the likes?
It depends on the website you use. If it's Shopify website, we use UpPromote. If it's a WordPress website, we use Affiliate VP. If it's a more complicated system that maybe tracking happens in backend, we use Post Affiliate Pro. If it's subscription, we use First Promoter. If it's a quick test, any of those apps, Revolvo would work perfectly. So it really depends on case by case. So we don't have one tool we use. We use more than 15 tools.
Wow.
Actually, all work all the time.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Really depends on the client.
Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, that's the case. And that's why people come to you, because anyone listening, this is freaking complicated to set up a perfect campaign. Is not an easy feat. And if you go a bit on the route of influencers that are listening to us and they want to work with you, to partner with you in order to join your campaigns and so on, usually get a lot of inbound when it comes to influencer, or you go and find them by yourself on different platforms, or how that goes?
So it really depends on the client. If it's a new smaller company, few years in the market, the brand is getting there, but it's still very tiny. It's not that a well-known company. It's only outbound. We really have to outreach, do the lead gen outreach, follow up, negotiate, all of that. Once when a bigger company comes to us, so I've been working with some, Red Bar or like some kind of like in their niche, they're huge, right? Or Click and Grow, like people in the garden, in the indoor gardening, they know about it. Or yeah, pets, they know about Red Barn, Post Truck. So then they're like, yeah, then there will be inbound too. And what I have seen also when I have started, when I 2018 started with, for example, Safety Wing, it was 6 months of heavy outbound because it's a travel medical insurance, it's a new company, uh, insurance or health, money, these kind of topics are really sensitive. You need to have a trust in the brand, but if the brand is new, it's complicated. So it was heavy outbound. But eventually, in 6 months, I started to have first inbound too, and I almost cried. Really, I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my god, we are making it!" And then it was, but nowadays it's like close to, I would say, 60 plus, 60, 70 signups weekly. And I think more than half are, yeah, half, more or less, is outbound, inbound. So there's so many leads that come in just every day, weekly. And that happens when when you scale. When other influencers see influencers promoting and they see, oh yeah, I could also work with this company, and they start reaching out. So at the beginning, it's hard if you are a small company. But eventually, when it starts to spread, it becomes unstoppable and it really starts scaling.
That's the thing, right? At the beginning, always things get hard traction, but after that, when it goes, it flows.
And it's a big difference with the ads. You can set up ads with the day and they go, you will see results. But influencer affiliate marketing does take more time at the beginning, couple months, because you have to set up the systems, you have to make sure everything works, the tracking and all of that. And you have to find those good leads, have a strategy in place, and reach out and follow up. And they have to have the time to do the content and everything. But the good thing is that with ads, you have to pay every day, you have to put dollars in to get anything back. But with ambassadors, influencers, affiliates, once you have the good relationship with them, they like the product, they become your voice for life to come. And they will always promote you. You will be out there in their multi channels, in their YouTube, in their websites, in their blogs, in their comments, in their TikTok, wherever. And that's like a huge win. And you don't have to pay for that anymore later. You will just pay on commission later on, after you already have such a good relationship with them, then they have good experience with your product or service.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest difference into having a deal on commission rather than one off or something. Because yeah, you
Yeah.
might be, some people might say to you, oh, you'll get a ton of exposure, on ton of awareness towards your brands, but in reality, they probably just have fake engagement or something, and they don't really believe in their ability to convert those. And speaking of tracking data and making sure the campaign is successful, apart from those type of campaigns where are commission based, where you can actually see the sales and so on, the other campaigns, how do you track? Do you have specific links, or
Even if we pay a fixed fee and we don't pay a commission, it's still required for them to use the tracking link, because otherwise you don't know. So it's always we require them to, but we just mark it down that we don't pay the commission out because we had another type of deal. That's it, because you can do the payments also manually, and that's it. But yeah, tracking is really important. So even if they don't want to work on commission and you have another deal, you still need to track. And we use it because we want to put everything in one place. You can do UTM links as well if you want, but we prefer that like our efforts are in one program, so we can show the client that okay, this is what's the conversions and thing, not like I have half in Google Analytics and have somewhere else. But it is doable. If you do it by yourself and you just want to do that, you could set up, if you're a pro in Google Analytics, you could do UTM links as well. So yeah, these are the options. But it's very important to track. Absolutely mandatory.
absolutely, absolutely. Without data, you don't know if a campaign is successful or not. And what I love to talk with you, because we are living in an age where AI influencers are taking over. Is that a reality or just some exceptions? I see them popping up here and there.
I think it's super cool. I follow a couple and I'm like, so cool. I really like it. So if it's a niche and it works well, and they have your target audience, then I don't see any problem there. And maybe they have I mean, they are like, some of them are like highly have really good numbers and everything, and if your target audience is following them, then I don't see any problem. Yeah, I think you should definitely work with them. I don't know if they're gonna take over. I think that the first ones that are doing well is like cool to follow and see like how they play around and what's the soul behind that AI, and it's really interesting. But I think after there's like already hundreds of them, I think that eventually it's gonna get maybe too overcrowded and people get over it, and this, whatever. I think that right now, like a couple of what I follow are like super cool, but I wouldn't follow like all of the AI ones that are like thousands of them or hundreds. Like you would get bored eventually. So, but yeah, test it out definitely if you find and you see if it comes up in your lead gen. And I would definitely recommend to test it out.
And what,
I don't see a problem.
speaking of taking over, slowly moving to the direction of being hard to understand, which is a real person and actually an AI influencer. And even those that are currently on the market, a lot of people don't get it, that those are actually AI characters, they are not real, and so on. And especially now with Hygiene and other tools, probably when Sora will come out and so on, it will be so hard to actually understand
Yeah.
which is which.
Well, if the followers also doesn't understand, it doesn't really matter. Your goal is to find accounts where your potential followers are following. So if that matches, your target audience is following them too, it's still a match for you. And eventually it's still a human behind it. You're still gonna negotiate with the human behind it and so on. And also at the same way, we have dog influencers, a lot of pets. Or even we have children and their parents are managing the accounts and for the children toys, and they do the unboxing and their experience with playing with the toys, whatnot. It's not the same. They are, whoever is actually doing the content or is face of the content, they are not actually the ones who are making decisions or creating the soul or creating the content, picking the content or doing the deal with you. So it's already happening now too. It's well, so many pet influencers I've been working with for my pet clients. So yeah, it's not any different for me logically.
Yeah, definitely. See that you're focusing, or please correct me if I'm wrong, you're focusing more on direct to customer brands, or are you serving B2B as well?
My personal preference is B2C because it's just so much more fun. We can create actually fun content, do giveaways, and content creators can actually show the product. And so you just gonna have so much more content. And so that's why I've noticed that my team also we just, it's more fun for us to work on B2C. But B2B is totally doable. And we do have B2B clients as well. And then just the channels are different. With B2B, we don't touch social media too much. It's harder. We just focus mostly on the websites, blogs, listings, review sites, affiliate networks a lot as well. And yeah, we do the competitive analysis, see where competitors are getting their backlinks and so on. So the strategy is just really different. And social media, we basically don't touch at all when we go to B2B.
Yeah, that's why I ask because, for example, I try only once. I try partnerships a lot, but I try only once to. I sponsored the newsletter. Of course, wasn't per se influencer marketing, but some sorts was just sponsoring a newsletter, and the return of investment was huge. I was so lucky to sponsor months in advance that edition, and until my spot came, the newsletter subscribers doubled, and I got almost 1,000.
Ah,
It's
nice.
Yeah, I was really lucky because the price skyrocketed for from that moment on. And it's a huge creator. Probably heard about him, Justin Welsh.
Oh, yes.
And I sponsor his newsletter like months in advance. Now I think he's charging in the region of 3,500 per spot, and I pay 1,000 something, and it paid off big time. But apart from that, if I were to have a SaaS business or some sort of really capable product that it's validated and so on, I'll be kind of reluctant to partner with an influencer, and I would rather go on this route of sponsoring a newsletter. Do you find that to be the case, or you see success stories when it comes to actually one-on-one partnership for service-based business rather than a SaaS?
Yeah, I think all possibilities are out there. You just have to test and see what will work for you and just start testing small. That would be my recommendation. I can't say 100% that this is the case or so on because it varies on the clients based on my experience
Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
specific product and the specific audience.
Absolutely. And to switch a bit the conversation towards your lifestyle, because I know that you're a global citizen and you work with brands that are preaching this. And I'm not sure if it's still the case with Safe Things, but at some point they were working on building Lumia. And how is what's the direction of this movement?
Yeah, we are definitely working on that. So Plumia is still going on strong. They even are having discussions with like governments and all that kind of high level things. Yeah, it's definitely, there's a whole team working on that and everything. And from the safety wing side of things, what we want to do is to build a global social safety net. So we started with the Nomad insurance first, which is travel medical insurance to give to cover people all around the world, wherever they are, to have really flexible subscription products so they can be nomadic actually and have a easy product that actually is able to serve them, that you don't have to tell your children, oh, today I'm in Thailand but tomorrow I'm gonna fly to Kuala Lumpur, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter, right? We assume people to be flexible and cross borders constantly. And now the next steps is all the other products that we are building. Remote health, a full comprehensive medical insurance is out now. That is huge for us. We also cover teams, remote teams. Also, another product coming soon is remote retirement, disability insurance, and all of that. And everything will be put together into eventually in soon into one subscription. The aim is, in a nutshell, that if you currently, or for example, me personally, my home country is Estonia, but I don't have any social security in Estonia anymore because I haven't lived there forever. And so I've been out forever. And even if I would have there, I wouldn't be using it because I'm never there. But I still want to have all those things, right? I want to have insurance. I want to have, like, if something happens to me, I have like disability insurance. And also what happens to me when I'm like 60s, 70s, right? How I'm going to get my retirement if I'm not like, in my home country anymore. I'm not preparing for that. So SafeTwing is aiming to do that. So for all the people who are having the nomadic lifestyle, or they're expat somewhere, or moving around, nomad, whatnot, that we want to be your country on internet, pretty much, to be able to offer you all those services that your country would normally offer to you. But if you're out of the system, then we will be your system.
I love that concept and can't wait to come to life because it's something that all us that are not living in our home country anymore, we are looking forward to it. And yeah, kudos to you guys that are putting this together and making it a reality. And hopefully governments will stay open-minded and actually be open-minded, because they're not really open-minded right now, but to go there and actually support these initiatives, because we live
Yeah.
in a world that is connected and you cannot sit in one place forever and call that life. And speaking of that,
Yeah.
do you ever plan to settle down, or you want to continue to slowly move around the world?
Well, since COVID, I do have a home base. It's in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta. So here we actually even have a house here and everything. It's like it's our one home base, but we keep traveling a lot. And so every summertime we are in Europe. It's actually a perfect match for us because most of my clients and also my husband's work is in US. So the time zone wise, it is good. Every year we also go to US. We have some family there multiple times. We also go to Brazil every year. Friends there. We love it. And we travel like in that area. And every summer, 3 to 4 months, we are traveling in Europe, because then here it will be too hot, it will be rainy season, and then it's perfect summertime in Europe. So we have always that, and plus then other trips we do in between. So we do have a home base, but we are still a lot moving around and taking our work with us.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And your company, what's the next step that you envision right now in terms of growing it, or continue to do what you do now?
Yeah, we are a team of 10 currently. We are a woman only company. Fun fact. And yeah, we do affiliated influencer program for clients all around the world. Most of our clients in US, but also we have bunch in Europe as well. And fully remote in Americas and in Europe. And for the next, yeah, this year we just finished rebranding. So now we are Vivian agency, all the new websites and everything. We have good systems in place, and we are able, really good tools and really good team. So definitely this year we hope to keep growing. In the next 5-10 years, I hope that the team will be even bigger, and I can offer more dream jobs to ladies around the world and help amazing companies out there to grow. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Personally, I also hope that the company becomes like even every year a little bit more mature. That eventually, it's for me also to. I'm also able to work less and see my team members slowly taking over, and that the company would be keep maturing, which it is going to totally in the already right direction. So I'm happy with the progress.
I love that. And for those listening, I'll put the links in the show notes so you can connect and work with Vivian Agency. And to wrap things up, I'll love you to give a small challenge to those listening to start building a partnership type of collaboration in order to attract leads for their business. Let's say there are consultants that are willing to go this route. What will be the first steps they have to make in order to make this a reality in less than 1 week?
Okay, less than 1 week. Wow. Alone, it will be a little hard. But if you want to do a mini test, then yeah, just see what kind of, well, you can do a easy way or easiest way. If you just want to try out without building a system yet, maybe it's more easy. You can just use smart tools, Ahrefs, SEMrush for backlink, see what the other consultants are, where they're getting their traffic, and reach out to to the same places and ask for collaboration is one way, or find the social media accounts that you believe that their followers have the same audience that you would like to attract, and reach out to them and try to make a deal. Do a few tests. If you see that this is something you want to pursue, then find an easy system that would fit your website, and have this affiliate program set up, and then you can already start going more into that and doing lead and start building it all, the strategy up. But start small, testing, and don't expect everything to work out immediately. Definitely as well, because we do it professionally and it takes a while. But I'm glad you had already with Justin a good experience. So just have an open mind and try with small bits, and I think it should go well.
Yeah, definitely. And as anything, when it comes to marketing, you have to test. Otherwise, you never know if it works or not.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Enelin, for sharing all your knowledge and tips with us. I'm sure those listening, if they took notes and start applying, they're quite well set to start at least testing affiliate marketing and influencer marketing. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
You, yes, you're one of the few that stick to the end. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing so. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so below. And if you got any value from this, please share it with a friend. They might got some value from it as well. Thank you so much, and until next week, Pura Vida!